Hi, this is Emma and welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to bring you the 12 Days of Christmas mini-series. For day 5 we're going to be making a gingerbread chocolate orange cover. For this project you will need DK yarn, and I'll list the amounts in the description below, a 4mm crochet hook, scissors, a darning needle, stitch markers, 1.5mm black eyes which are optional, and of course a chocolate orange. Let's begin. To start, we're going to create a magic ring, so we're going to wrap the yarn around our fingers to create a cross, flip our fingers over, go under the first loop, pulling the second loop through and securing with a. Into the magic chain we're going to work 8 half double crochets, so that's yarn over, insert and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. So again, yarn over, insert and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3. And we'll repeat this until we have a total of 8 half double crochets. We'll then pull on our tail to close the magic ring, and we'll join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Now if you have trouble locating it, you can count backwards, so we'll count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there's the stitch that we need to slip stitch into. Moving on to round 2, we're going to chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and we're going to work 2 half double crochets into every stitch around. Once you finish your last stitch, careful not to work into the slip stitch from the previous round, and we'll slip stitch to join. On to round 3, we're going to chain 1, we'll work 1 half double crochet into the first stitch, and we'll increase into the second, so that's working 2 half double crochets into the same stitch, and this will be our pattern repeat. So we'll work 1 half double crochet and then increase into the next. And then we'll slip stitch to join the round. On to round 4, we're going to start with a chain 1. We'll work 2 half double crochets, so 1 and 2, and then we'll increase in the third stitch, so working the 2 half double crochets into the same stitch, and this will be our pattern repeat for the round. So 2 half double crochets, and then we'll increase into that third stitch. We've come to the end of round 4 and we're going to be changing colours, so I'm going to insert my hook to slip stitch, hold my tail out of the way, and I'm going to bring in my new colour. Holding the tails together, I'm going to slip stitch with the new colour. The slip stitch will be loose, but we can tighten that up later. I'm going to chain 1 just to secure. I'm not going to snip off my brown because we will be coming back to that, and I'm going to work 1 half double crochet in every stitch around for round 5. We've come to the end, so I'm going to snip off white as we no longer need it, and I'm going to tie the ends together, just pulling on the brown just to tighten that slip stitch. We'll knot these ends together and we can secure the ends by fastening them in at the end. Taking the brown, we're going to slip stitch to join the row and change colour back to brown. So inserting and yarning over with the brown and pulling it through to start. Rounds 6 to 10 are worked exactly the same way, so we're going to chain 1 and we'll work 1 half double crochet in every stitch, and we're going to repeat this for all 5 rounds, slip stitching to join at the end of each round. Moving on to round 11, we are going to chain 1. We're going to work a single crochet in that first stitch, so insert and pull up a loop. We'll have 2 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through 2. So again, we're going to insert our hook and pull up a loop, 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2. We're now going to work an invisible decrease, so on the top of your stitches you'll have V stitches, the front loop and the back loop. The invisible decrease only uses the front loops, so we're going to insert into the first stitch, front loop only, insert into the second stitch, front loop only, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. And you've turned 2 stitches into 1. And this will be our pattern repeat. So we're going to single crochet 2 stitches, so 1 and 2. And then single crochet 2 together using the front loops only, and we'll repeat this all the way around. We'll then cut our yarn and finish with an invisible join. So I'm just going to pull my hook up out of the loop and thread a needle onto the tail. So you have your tail coming out of your last stitch that you created, and we just need to locate the first 2 stitches of the round. The invisible join will create a false loop over the top of stitch 1. So we're going to insert our needle under both loops of the second stitch, push it through and pull it out. And where our tail comes out of the last stitch, we're going to insert our needle directly down the centre of there. And we will be picking up both loops of the stitch. I'm just going to move my tail out of the way so we can see the first stitch of the round. I'm going to insert my needle directly down the centre of the first stitch of the round, again picking up both loops of the stitch. So we've gone through the last stitch and the first stitch. And we'll just pull it all the way through, and we want to pull it tight enough so that the loop that we are creating is the same size as the rest of your stitches, and this will hide your join. And we can then go ahead and sew in our ends to fasten off. So we've now completed the body of our gingerbread and we can pop it on to our chocolate orange. To make the mouth, we're going to start with a slip knot on our hook. And we are going to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. I'm going to chain an extra one to fasten off and snip my yarn. I'm going to pull that last loop through and I'm going to tighten that last chain just to secure, and this is the mouth complete. You can crochet eyes if you decide not to use the buttons for the eyes, so to do that we're going to start off with a magic ring and we'll secure it with a chain. Inside that magic ring we are going to work 6 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and we'll pull on the tail to close that magic ring. We'll cut our tail, leaving it fairly long so that we can use it to sew to the gingerbread. We'll pull up the loop and we are going to finish off with an invisible join. So again, just putting the needle on your tail, locating the second stitch of the round, going under both loops. Where your yarn comes out of the last stitch, we're going to go directly down there, picking up both loops, and again down the front stitch, picking up both loops. And we'll just close that up so that our stitches are the same size. And there you have your crochet eye. And you'll need to make a second one if you wish to use this method. So for assembly, I've taken the body off the orange and I'm going to use the buttons for the eyes, but you can however use the crochet eyes that we did in the last clip. So I'm just going to take a length of black yarn to sew the eyes to the body. And I'm just going to attach it one row underneath the white band. So coming out from behind, I'm going to pull up my thread through, being careful not to pull the tail all the way through. I'll then go back down the other hole, pulling it through to the other side, and then we'll just knot the ends together to secure the eye. And then repeating the process for the other eye, and we're going to place it about 4 to 5 stitches apart. We're then going to attach the mouth. So I'm just going to pop my needle onto one of the tails. And I'm going to take the tail one row underneath the eye and just take it all the way through to the back. Being careful not to pull the chain all the way through. I'm going to remove my needle and pop it onto the other tail. And again, coming down directly under the eye, one row below, I'll pull my tail through. I'm then going to come up through the center of the mouth, one row below where we attached. I'm going to come up through one chain, and go back down the other side of the chain through the same stitch, and this is just going to create a curve in the mouth for us. Be careful not to pull it too tight to distort the smile. We can then flip it inside out, knot the ends together, and snip them off. We're then going to take a double strand of the red to add some rosy cheeks. So we're going to come up from the back, 1 stitch away from the corner of the mouth. We'll then pass it back down 1 stitch over, back to the back of our work, and we will knot and snip off, and we'll repeat this for the other side as well. This will complete your gingerbread. I hope you've enjoyed watching day 5. Thank you for watching. Please do consider liking and subscribing. It really does help the channel out, and I hope to see you on day 6. Bye!